So right off the bat, Marvel just moved the multiverse in game, I guess if you want to put it, and the way these Avengers movies are coming out, and fans aren't happy, but I feel like they should be
Mm,
because like literally it sucks. Like so we have Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars both delayed. Okay,
yeah.
original dates were May 1st, 2026 and May 7th, 2027, and now they're December 18th, 2026 and December 17th, 2027.
Yeah.
But like
It's
literally
like a
one of
7-month like move
yeah,
back, right?
just about
Yeah.
yeah, I think you're right, exactly 7 months. Um, I don't know, like, these are pretty iconic epic movies, and the
Mhm.
exact word that Marvel uses, these are gargantuan stories that we need just a little bit more time to make sure they're perfect. And I
Yeah.
think, Infinity War and Endgame was so well loved, but we know with the Russo brothers coming back on that, this also has to be a step above and better than what we've seen already on screen. So I
Mhm.
think giving them an extra 7 months and not rushing the quality of this, I think it's needed. I think it's okay. I'm not complaining, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, I am complaining like a little bit, but like also at the same time, I do want them to put the effort in and make sure that it's like exactly what they want it to be.
Hmm.
So I'm okay with them pushing it back. Just only 7 months. Don't push it back like a whole year. Because I'm ready for it. I'm excited for it. And
Right.
now apparently Doomsday is coming out the same day as Dune
Yeah.
Messiah next year, and they're calling it Doomsday, like
Yeah.
Dunesday.
Yeah. Battle for the box office numbers. Let's
Yeah.
let's be real. We know who's gonna win.
I'm hoping, yeah, and exactly what Jamie said in the comments. They hope that she hopes that they get it done right, and Cameron also says that time makes it worth it. So I
Yeah.
mean, yeah.
Well,
No,
yeah.
go ahead.
What no, so, like, another thing I think is important is we had so many rumors before we get the dates of these, right? When they first told us the dates of these, and it, like, kinda took out some room for some Marvel movies I think that we need to have. And so,
Hmm.
like, with them pushing this back, it just gives us room to slide a couple more Marvel movies that we need in there. I mean, like, we have, Doctor Strange 3, which I think is super important at least to happen before Secret Wars. So this
Hmm.
allows us enough time to get that Doctor Strange 3 between Doomsday and Secret Wars.
Yeah,
Um
and I mean they already had like a set year or roundabout area where they wanted Doctor Strange 3 to come out, and
Mhm.
I don't know if them pushing this back is going to input any new movies.
Yeah.
Just because like with this, they also like the way that they showed this is that they showed an entire schedule,
Mhm.
right? And they had like those three specific dates that were like November in 2016, or sorry, 2026, um, February 2026, and November of 2027 that were all just
Mhm.
like removed from their time slot. Now the two November ones of 2026 and 2027 were um, just like updated to like Disney movie. So it's
Mhm.
no longer like an untitled Marvel project, it's an untitled Disney movie.
Mm.
So I don't know if this is going to um, input like the next, like the
Right.
Doctor Strange or Thor or Shang-Chi, even. Um, I don't think that that's going to push up their timelines. I think it's
Mhm.
just that they wanted to just really make sure that this movie was what they wanted it to be.
Yeah, I know, like, out of those 3, I think 2 like you said, 2 of them are untitled Disney slated movies, but they can still be open for there to be Marvel.
Yeah.
And it does I think it does instill now 1 Marvel title film in before the Secret Wars, which, I mean,
Hmm.
we have a couple other things out there. I mean, we have, another Black Panther movie, which Ryan Coogler's pretty hot right now. So, like,
Yeah.
why wouldn't they wanna hurry up and slide in that another Black Panther, which we really need one before Secret Wars, I feel like. I mean, I would like to see one. And then we still have Thor 5. I mean, that's definitely gonna happen, but we don't know if it's gonna happen before or after Secret Wars. I would think I
Yeah.
would rather see the Black Panther movie, Black Panther 3 before Secret Wars, and then Thor 5 because Chris Hemsworth says he'll play Thor for a long, long time. So, and we're not yes, we're starting after Secret Wars our mutant stories, but we're still gonna have some OG characters and OG movie titles after.
I think that
So,
they're
like,
gonna just keep,
meshing. Yeah.
interchange. Yeah, not
Yeah.
interchanging, but yeah, the
Yeah.
The togetherness.
Right. Yeah.
Family.
That's great. Yeah. But I would like to see a Black Panther 3 before Secret Wars. I don't know.
Okay.
I think Shuri deserves one more movie before his son takes on the mantle, and then
Mhm.
that continue on after Secret Wars after that. That's what I would like to see.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess.
I'm like, and what Jamie had said in the comments, she had said that she wouldn't be surprised if Spider-Man also got delayed because it was supposed to be right after Doomsday or Doomsday now, right?
Yeah. Well,
But
the timeline
no,
they're
go ahead.
supposed to be taking. The deal was first time ever. Spider-Man: Brand New Day came out like a month after or 2 months after Doomsday, but they're
Yeah.
both taking place at the exact same time in the timeline.
Right. And with that being said, would that mean that Spider-Man, we're probably going to hear that he's going to get pushed back? Or, like Cameron
Oh.
said, could this also mean that Tom Holland is now possibly going to be in Doomsday and it's actually not taking place at the same time?
I didn't think about that. So, like, we talked last week that, Sony and Marvel were actually kinda so they were wanting to put Spider-Man in Doomsday, but Sony and Marvel were kind of roughing it out with, negotiations on that happening, and so it
Hmm.
wasn't guaranteed. So, yeah, maybe they came to a negotiation, and then boom, they're like, "Alright." And maybe they're gonna kinda restructure that. Maybe Spider-Man: Brand New Day now will not take time, at the exact same time that Doomsday is taking place.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't
But
know either.
I don't know. But there's another rumor with the Avengers Secret Wars, and that's Secret Wars might be too massive for just one film. And there's rumors flying around that it could get split into two films. I don't think this is true. But
What? No,
if
let it be true. Let
oh
it
no,
happen.
I don't think it's true because I just don't think it is. But if it
Okay.
was to be true, oh my god, I'd be so freaking happy. Um,
Yeah.
I would be okay with that happening, or I would also be okay with Secret Wars being Marvel's first 4-hour film. I'm okay with that too.
No, and if that happens, then movie theaters are gonna have to bring back intermissions because
Mhm.
my bladder just can't hold the 2-hour beer
Right?
already. Because like in Thunderbolts, like I had to like run out of the theater because I had to pee and I had to come back, and I was like, what did I miss?
I'm okay with
Um,
intermission. Give us a 15-minute intermission.
and that's what I'm saying is if they give us an intermission, then I'm happy. But
Mhm.
the way that the world works now and how you're trying to keep people involved and
Yeah.
like attention grabby, I don't think that they're gonna have a 4-hour movie.
I
I'm
don't
just
think
trying to
so
be
either.
realistic.
No. I
Yeah.
mean, Endgame was what, 3.5 hours? Or was it 3 hours? I mean, shoot, I can't
I
remember
don't
now.
know.
Yeah, it was pretty long. I'm gonna look it real quick. Endgame
And Cameron said in the
runtime.
comments that Infinity War was originally supposed to be a two-part movie as well.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, because
I
it
don't
was
know.
called Infinity War, and Endgame was supposed to be the second part, and they retitled it. It was a secret they were keeping. It was the plan from the get go because they threw in on Infinity War the Endgame title at the end when Doctor Strange said we're in the Endgame now, right before he
Mm.
ashed away. Yeah, Avengers Endgame was 3 hours and 1 minute. So that's the longest film we've had in Marvel's. It's 3 hours and 1 minute. So let's
I
push
can't
let's
do a
push
4-hour movie. I
let's do
can't
three
do
and a
a
half.
4-hour
Let's do three
movie.
and a half. Here's the thing, Russo
Or
brothers
just give us
are
two
back,
different
right?
movies. I
Russo brothers
mean,
are back. They
yeah.
wanted they set like a huge staple in hero villain fandom and cons. I mean movies and stuff
Mhm.
with Endgame. So what's another push thing to milestone to set at least a 3.5 hour movie.
Or hear me out.
Two, yeah.
Just
But then okay, if they did the two movies, I would want them to be come out like 6 months apart, not a year, 4 to 6 months apart. Because,
I
like, to get
mean,
a good run on, like, money and, time for cinema and stuff to make their money and
yeah,
ticket sales, 4 months is plenty of time. Like, they usually fizzle out after 4 months.
but like Wicked, they taped both of them back to back, right?
Right.
And it's a year apart.
Mhm.
So I think that that is showing that it's still like I mean, I know
Right.
ticket sales aren't up for Wicked 2 yet or Wicked for Good, however they're calling it now. But I think that like if they did do a year and they're just are doing like then they have these three big movies
Hmm.
in the Christmas wintry time frame.
Yeah, but here's
I
the
don't know.
thing though, if they do the second part a year after, that's a whole year we either have to go without Marvel movies and no story continuation, or they're gonna slide in a Marvel movie or 2, which then would be a surprise, and maybe that's why we don't have some of these titled movies out because they know they're gonna do that,
Hmm.
do they go a whole year in between 1, 2 parts with no Marvel movies? They went with 1 year with 1 Marvel movie, Deadpool& Wolverine last year, and I think that's something that they won't ever do again just because, they really lose a lot of money that way.
Mm. Okay. I don't know. Um,
Who knows? So many things to wonder. Only
yeah.
time will tell, I
And
guess.
yeah, so then Jamie also said in the comments, "Oh wait, don't even forget, like you have the end credit scene too, so you have to wait another 20 minutes." I'm
It's
like,
true.
ah,
It's true.
I have to pee like all the time. Like my bladder just ain't what it used to be. Um,
So
anyway,
yeah.
Erica is in the comments saying she would want it 1 month after, and then AD like did the he said exactly what, everybody else out there that's not in like the US is thinking like, yeah, everybody has intermissions. Like because Belgium, when we went and saw Sonic, that had an intermission.
Really?
Like yeah, so every movie that's like out
Oh,
in
wow.
Europe, like when you go to their theater, they have an actual intermission, so you can go and get drinks, popcorn, um, go to the bathroom, like let the kids run around because they have this entire big area like down in front of the screens that the kids
Mhm.
just like run around, get their energy out, and then come back up, and then they're all chill for the rest of the movie, which I think is amazing.
Huh.
Like how do we
Interesting.
not have that in the US? But maybe
Well,
maybe one day we'll bring back
y
intermissions
you know what it
to
boils
the
down
US.
to?
Mm.
Good old greedy Americans. They can slide in one more movie time to play in the day if you cut out intermissions, so they get to make one more showing of money on ticket sales. That's probably why. The greediness. It's the greediness.
But if they let the intermission be a thing, then like wouldn't they have more time for people to buy things like merch,
Mhm.
popcorn,
Well,
drinks?
I mean,
Like,
like a lot of place theaters nowadays, though. I mean, like you can actually like on your phone, they'll actually come in and deliver you extra food and drinks to
so I
your
did
seat.
that, and it took like damn near 2 hours to get my like food, and it was just like
Oh,
little pretzel
dang.
bites.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean it was for Wicked. The theater was
It's
packed,
busy. Yeah.
and yeah, and everybody was doing it. So,
Goodness.
um, yeah,
There's no telling.
it was not great.
Yeah.
But Jamie said that they don't have intermissions in Canada. It's just Europe being bougie. But she would love to also have them back. So there you go. There you have it. Give us back our intermissions. We would want them, please.
So Kevin Feige's hunting for Ghost Rider, and rumor has it Ryan Gosling is in the running. So this is something that was kind of mentioned about a year or so ago about Ryan Gosling, but then
Mm,
Norman Reedus has been talked about in the running for it as well. But supposedly, like this is as of late. This isn't just like a recycled rumor that uh, Kevin Feige is looking for someone right now to be in Secret Wars as a version of Ghost Rider. It may not be the permanent one. It just may be a version that we get of him. It may be the permanent one. Nobody really knows.
hmm.
But Ryan Gosling just got announced he's going to be in Starfighter for Disney Star Wars.
Yeah,
He's
in
already
2028, right?
right, right. But like, so he's already now in that Disney Marvel Star Wars family. It's super easy, like once they're in one area to kind of use them in others because we've seen that before. Look at Oscar Isaac. I mean Moon Knight and Rogue One, or not Rogue One. I'm sorry, the new trilogy of Star Wars. He's in
Oh,
that. I mean, and there's been other people. So I don't know. And that was the other thing too. Like when Ryan Gosling was talked to about a year and a half ago, he's like, "Yeah, I would love to come into Marvel." And he's like, "If I had my choice of who to be, he's like, I would want to be Ghost Rider. It's one of my favorites." And then, like I think, like a month later, Kevin Feige was asked about that, and he's like, "If Ryan Gosling ever wants to come over to the MCU, he's like, we would find a place for him." So, and I'm just saying, and he's now in the Disney family doing Star Wars, so he could
yeah,
easily jump over here to Secret Wars. I think I would love to see him as a Ghost Rider. I love Norman Reedus. Norman Reedus is
hmm,
older, But
Mm,
if it I would like Norman Reedus as a Ghost Rider if it was just like a one-off, like a Secret Wars version we never got again.
yeah.
Uh, but if we were to get it like a Ghost Rider and it kinda like the Midnight Suns we had talked about before in the past, and it was
Hmm.
gonna be like a new permanent Ghost Rider, in the MCU, I'd want it to be Ryan Gosling. I'm okay with that.
Okay. I mean, and I said it already on like a past podcast where you know how they had Sam Elliott and Nicolas Cage as Ghost Rider and like the old Ghost Rider, and I would want Nicolas Cage to continue to be now old Ghost Rider, like
Mhm.
being the one that was mentoring. So I thought that would be really cool. As for like who the new one would be, I don't know. I like I can see Ryan Gosling doing it, and I think that he would
Mhm.
absolutely kill the role, but I don't know. Like I feel like there are just so many different actors out there now that just kind
There's
of
a
aren't.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would be okay too if they found the right person because Marvel does really good at casting. We've seen that since day
Mm,
one. That someone who's up and coming, someone doesn't have a big name. I love it when they bring in people that have an acting career but haven't really had like a giant launch yet. So who knows? There's no telling. And that could
yeah.
be what they could be doing. I mean, and like these two big names is just who people really want to see. So that's why they're throwing those names up there.
Yeah. Ooh, although she was so Jamie was talking about Keanu as Ghost Rider, and I think that we did have that in a past episode where there was that fan art that showed
Hmm.
Keanu Reeves as Ghost Rider, and it did look super sick.
It does look sick,
Um,
but once again, like I said with Norman Reedus, he would be cool for a one-off,
yeah,
but not a new version. I wouldn't want
right.
Keanu as a continuation of Ghost Rider
Hmm.
in the MCU.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and I agree with you on that one. I think that he is on the elder side.
Yeah.
So
They look
I
great for
would
their
want
age,
somebody.
but
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
And if like Nicolas Cage doesn't want to come back as old Ghost Rider, then
No, I know
for sure.
that needs to happen. That needs to happen. Like, I want like, what you came up with him being the older, kinda passing the mantle on or
Yeah.
whatever however they may do that, that needs to happen. We need to see him one more time with the god awful hairpiece on.
Oh
Oh,
man.
but,
It's been years since I've watched Ghost Rider, and now I
oh,
have the
that
itch. I
hairpiece is
have
so
the itch.
bad. I don't care what anybody says, I love that movie. Like, I absolutely love that movie, guilty
I
pleasure.
do
It's
too, which is
fun.
why I'm like, I feel like I need to watch it again because it's been a hot minute since I've
Yeah.
watched it.
So we got more footage from Marvel's Fantastic Four First Steps over the basketball weekend, and it gives us a glimpse of maybe a TVA connection, possibly. So we see them in the elevator, and they're kind of going back and forth, and Johnny's complaining about how it's faster for him to fly instead of going up in the elevator, I guess, to the
Hmm.
top of the tower. But
Yeah,
then
because
we
they're
see
talking
them.
about kickoff or tip off. Sorry, not kickoff,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
that's
yeah,
two
yeah.
different sports. Sorry,
So we
sports
see their
ball.
watches though, right? And they have these like
Y-
retro alert watches, and we see them in the trailer, but we don't get to see them like this in the trailer. So it's the first time we actually get to see the watches happen. And obviously, like when something comes into Earth's atmosphere, they get a warning, and here they are. And I think the game time thing is kind of thrown in there just for the basketball season. That's probably just a
mhm.
special thing. But these look like TVA technology.
Kind
Look
of
at that
does,
again,
yeah.
like, that looks almost identical to TVA technology. Now, mind you, I get this is a retro futuristic setting, so maybe that's the only reason why it looks similar to that because TVA is retro futuristic, or could it be a little bit deeper tie-in that we're gonna get to see? Would would you want to see a TVA tie-in with this, or are you like, "Nah, it's not
N-
necessary?"
No, I feel like the TVA really does a need to be a part of because
Mhm.
it's a part of like now it's apparently a part of like every universe, and it
Yeah.
should be a part of like movies, and it should have those Easter eggs of those things that make you think, things that make you go but I think that I would love for the TVA to be a part of Fantastic Four and not even be in it so much of as like an evident like
Mhm.
but especially if Fantastic Four um if like the entire crew does go to another universe, another dimension, I do think that the TVA has to be involved in there somehow.
Right.
So it would make sense.
Right. No, it would. I'm okay with seeing the TVA, even if it's just like a couple minutes or whatever in every project.
Yeah.
Because you almost kind of expect it now. I mean, because they're working in the background, like you said, of almost of every universe. I mean, the TVA, I don't know. It's just crazy because like TVA was mainly, structured for the main timeline, but now it's
Mhm.
out and branching all these others, and now it's just kind of everywhere. So I don't know. I like it. Every time there's a TVA person involved, I'm here for it. Let's see. Next on the list, we got Marvel's next big fight. Oh no, that's wrong. So my bad. So Marvel and Disney are actually fighting right now over the new X-Men movie and how to take the story. Bob Iger and Kevin Feige got two different ideas, and they cannot really make a agreement at the moment. So be curious to see where this goes. So Kevin Feige is like really wanting to like take time and go into like some X-Men and really get in depth with these character storytelling, and it not be some giant event right off the bat, right? Just kind of like what we've seen in the X-Men 90s series, what we've seen in a lot of the X-Men comics. And Bob
Mhm.
Iger's like, no, we need to immediately focus on a large event. And so that's right now what they're kind of going back and forth trying to figure out what they want to do and what they can agree upon. Cause like I don't I guess what they've seen where like in the past phase 4 and stuff, we've got no a whole bunch of not a big events happening, but a lot of small storytelling. And I guess
Yeah.
just because they didn't make the big bucks as they want, and like these giant events is what makes a lot of money, a lot more money. Bob Iger's pushing for the big money thing. I can kind of see it from both their sides, but I think you can intertwine both.
Yeah. And I think that's what they should do. I think I know that like right off the bat he wants like a big event, but I think that like because when we had Beast come at the end of the Marvels, right? That's what it
Hmm.
was when
Yeah.
okay, so when we had Beast, like everybody was talking about Kelsey Grammer again. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, oh my God."
Yeah.
So I think that a lot of people even though a lot of people really didn't enjoy the Marvels,
Hmm.
I think a lot of people, once I found out that that had happened, then like the leaked footage of that end credit scene was coming out everywhere, and everybody wanted to talk about it.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know. I feel like both of them do drum up money, and I know that like more money now is better, but I also kind of like want them to kind of intertwine, you know,
Right. Yeah, and I think it's
like
important too,
yeah.
like we've talked about before, like on the storytelling of these characters, like you don't want to hit surface level. Like why we love Marvel for when it started out is like being so invested in these characters and their stories. And to me, that's what also puts more people in seats, not just big events. It's really
Hmm.
good storytelling and getting you to connect with that character. So,
Yeah.
and I feel like if you
Yeah,
focus on just big events, you could really lose a lot of that depth of the characters, which
absolutely you
makes you
could.
feel
Then
as
you get then you get movies like Transformers, which are
right.
great. They're great for what they are. But there's really no depth to it. You're
Right.
watching Transformers to watch robots fuck shit up, right?
Right.
But if you have that like developmental like okay well here's what Optimus Prime really is and I think that's kind of what like Transformers 1 did was give you more of that backstory
Hmm.
um so
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Also, so the new X-Men film is actually has a working title. As we all know, the working titles aren't the titles they normally go with, but it's kind of just like what they have on all their projects and papers and postings they do while they're working on it. But the new working
mhm,
title is Chuttle. Yeah, seriously, it's Chuttle. Uh, so there's some people explaining reaching. I feel like trying to reach and explain what Chuttle is. They may be right. Who knows? Like Chuttle is like a combination, I think, of like an underground tunnel and a channel that you can like travel in.
oh
So there's some explanations out there that I feel like are kind of really reaching, but they could be right.
mhm.
Maybe that's just how good they are in explaining this. But I don't know. It's interesting to see what this new X Men film title, like actual title, ends up becoming, and seeing how
Yeah,
it's
because I
tied in
think
with
that this is
this.
just a placeholder for now
I do
to
too.
kind of
Like
like
some people are trying to
get
give
people
an
talking about it.
explanation
Yeah.
for it. I'm like, I don't think there's a really
Because when
good
you said shuttle, I
explanation.
was like shuttle, like
Yeah,
why? I
yeah.
don't know.
But kind
That's
of like
different.
yeah, it's definitely different. But kind of like talking about earlier about Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars and stuff getting pushed back in Doctor Strange 3. Doctor Strange 3, a lot of that's officially brewing right now, and leaked titles kind of tease a mind bending ride through collapsing timelines. And we have
Mm.
two things. One of them's kind of a recycled name. And it's Doctor Strange Run Out of Time, I think was the title. And that's something
The
that
time runs out,
time
yeah.
runs out. Thank you. Yes. And then the newest one, though, is Incursions of Insanity, which I kind of like it. It kind of goes hand too with like
I really
multiverse of
like both
madness.
of them.
Yeah, they both work. I would not be mad with whichever one, but I don't know. Incursions of Insanity kind of sounds like the same playoff like multiverse of madness,
Mm.
which like we're really big here. Like those two eyes and multiverse of madness is two M's, and that's kind of how we do our segments too.
That is literally how I picked the names for our
Yes,
segments. I was
yeah,
like, all right, so we're doing Marvel. What kind of stuff
yeah.
goes with Marvel? It's Marvel Media. Yes, we're
So,
discussing DC.
so the first thing I've seen when I seen this Incursions of Insanity this past week, I'm like, has Tay been talking to them? Like I'm just trying.
Little did you know, I have so much pull over here.
But I don't know. I don't know. Incursions of Insanity. I like it.
I
And if
I
that's
really do, especially because he's like Doctor Strange is running around with Cleo, and like it's gotta be
oh Clea.
insane.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
and like I don't know. I don't know. If it goes that route and that is the title, that's what I'm gonna tell everybody that they talk to you, and that's where the idea came from.
It's MOMIOMIOI would be what it was.
Yeah, it'd be
Because it'd be
IOI.
big I,
Yeah.
little O, big I.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it would be like an eyeball. It'd be Sauron.
Good. There you go. Also, this is strictly rumor, so take this with a grain of salt. But Wanda supposedly is getting her own movie, and the rumored title is Kingdom of the Damned. Could this rewrite her, her future and her legacy in the MCU? So, rumor is that not only is she getting a movie, and this is going to take place after Secret Wars, but
Mm.
also they're saying that she is going to be in Secret Wars. She's going to have a pretty good part, a good helping hand and part in Secret Wars.
And this is all rumors,
This
right?
is all
This
rumors.
is
There's no
okay.
confirmation. Yeah, but we all know how I feel about Wanda. I am
Mm-hmm.
okay. Put this one back on screen. She is not done. She does
Mm.
not need to be done.
Let her cook. Let her
Yes,
cook.
please. Um, yeah, Kingdom of Damned. I don't know if that's the route they would go or what route they would go. I'm honestly okay. I want to see like a redemption. That's what I want to see. I want to see
Mm-hmm.
her redeem herself and come back. Kingdom of the Damned. I guess that could go probably either way. I don't know. Maybe she fights Kingdom of the Damned, or maybe she is Queen of the Damned. Who knows? But
I don't know. I
uh,
feel maybe she's like because she did that walk, that we
hmm
saw in Multiverse of Madness. Like maybe she's like she realized when her kids were like throwing things at her, she realized that she needs to be a better person, and now she's like fighting her inner demons. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, like she didn't, she never did get to have her kids, and she,
Hmm.
gave back the body to the version of her that did have the kids, and she did pretty much sacrifice herself and destroy the Darkhold supposedly in every existing universe it existed in. So I mean, like I feel like that's the start of her redemption immediately, sacrificing herself. If that red proof of magic, hopefully went somewhere, so she still lives in something somehow. I don't know,
Maybe
but
she's in the kingdom of the damned and she's like
yeah,
fighting
it's
through
her
it,
escaping it. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That could be true. I didn't
Yeah,
think about
like the
that.
void, but
Right, yeah.
kingdom of the damned. I don't
So
know.
some kinda like, yeah, demon realm that she's, like, stuck in. Who knows?
Hmm.
I don't know.
Who does know? I don't know.
So another thing this past week, Marvel just revealed the rogue lineup for villains for Spider-Man: Brand New Day, the next film coming out, and, it's not exactly who I expected, but I am completely happy with this. So like, the release of these villains, it definitely seems more grounded, which I'm happy, and that's kind of the route that I hope. But, it's supposedly Scorpion, Tombstone, and Boomerang. And
Ooh.
yeah, all super grounded villains. And we know that, Kevin Feige really wanted to go more of a grounded way with Brand New Day. So, Sony wanted to stick with the multiverse angle. So, like I said, they could easily do both. I feel like I think it's last week or 2 weeks ago, I was talking. I was like, you could really pick up Spider-Man Brand New Day where it left off from No Way Home. Give
Hmm.
us 3/4 of the movie where we get emotionally reinvested into him being on his own, nobody knowing his name. get these grounded villains, get these grounded stories 3/4 of the movie. Then the last quarter of the movie, bring in some multiverse deal because we're going to end up going to Doomsday anyway, right? So
Yeah.
give us 3/4 of the movie it's grounded. Give us that 25%. You get both, and I think it would work great. I'm anxious to see who will play these people, and I wonder if we're going to see a different version of Scorpion than the Matt Gargan that we got from we've seen him at the end of Homecoming, where him and Vulture end up at the end. We get that scene of them together. I'm
Mm,
curious if that's the Matt Gargan we're going to get, or if we're going to get, I don't know. There's no telling. I'm excited to see Tombstone too, especially since we've seen
yeah.
him and the way they
Lonnie
work
and
together. Yes,
freshman, or what was that called?
I can't remember now. It
The
was
Star Wars,
it used to be
not Star
Spider-Man
Wars.
freshman year, but something else. Oh, just your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, isn't it?
Friendly Neighborhood Spider. Amazing. Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
this is
I'm so
awful,
sorry.
and we loved it so much.
Oh, we really did, and I can't wait for that second season that we
Oh
do
yeah, just
definitely know is
friendly
coming
neighborhood
out.
Spider-Man. Yeah.
But it's just,
It originally was Spider-Man freshman year, and then
yeah,
it
which is why
changed.
every single time I think of
Yeah,
it, I think of freshman, and yeah,
but
that just, yeah.
yeah, was the director of this, is Dustin Daniel Cretton, same guy that did Shang-Chi. So I
Mhm,
think he's a great person to be directing this, not only just for just his work, but then like him used to doing Shang-Chi and all the fighting and choreographing that he was, kind of overseeing it over. I thought was really good. We want to see that with Spider-Man, especially ground level people, villains.
mhm.
And so I think that would be great. But also like we were talking earlier, this was supposed to originally take time in the timeline the exact same time as Doomsday is happening. And I wonder now, like, will this shift any of that storytelling? Will this be more of a pre-Doomsday, and it
Well,
will
if
lead
they
into
don't,
Doomsday now?
yeah, if they don't like move this back, then it's either gonna still, yes, take place at the same time, but they just make it two different, like,
Mhm.
now they're just like separated, kind of movies. Or they make it like a prequel, and that's kind of
Right.
like what I'm hoping for because I
Me too.
do want more of Tom Holland
Yes.
um in like later projects. So if he can go into Doomsday now that it is a prequel,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
I'd
don't
be
want
really
to take
happy.
now that it's moved, I don't want it to take time at the same time, place at the same time.
Yeah.
Wow, words are hard
I
today.
don't
I don't
want
know
it to
why.
be either. But I'd be okay with it because I love Marvel and it's okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope I want to see. I like this is a villain like Tombstone. I think it'd be pretty easy to do. Boomerang, I'm not super familiar with. I don't think he's like a well loved character. He's one of
I
those
don't
one off
really know a
villains.
lot about Boomerang,
But
I'm gonna be honest.
I would kill to see a sick like Scorpion suit on live action.
Scorpion and Tombstone are the things that I'm excited about.
Yeah,
Especially because I do feel like attached now to Tombstone.
right.
Now that we know his backstory, which
No,
is
no.
why you need backstory.
Yeah, you're gonna be so let down though if we get Tombstone and it's not that connection like they had him and Lonnie had because I think that's not
No,
like a
and it won't
typical
be.
story of them two.
Yeah.
But man, I loved it. That makes me like love Tombstone now. And
Well,
I'm
no, I mean, like I'm gonna be connected to Tombstone just because I know what his
his backstory.
backstory
Yeah,
actually is
okay,
now.
right.
Because like I still haven't read any comics. I'm trying to get into that realm of things to do eventually, but
Hmm.
um this is like finally me understanding, oh, this is how Tombstone came to be. And it was the same thing of like when I did research for Mr. Freeze, like
Hmm.
now I'm so attached to Mr. Freeze
Yeah, yeah,
in DC because of like what made him become Mr. Freeze.
right.
And yeah, I think it's amazing.
Yeah, I really hope that if I really liked in Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man how they went about with like Scorpion and like how he actually had the tail and that how that thing fused to his body. And
Mm,
I would kill for them to have like a Doc Ock create that or and that's the route they go and it looks something like that. It don't have to be the full green suit like they do in the
yeah.
comic. I would I don't know, I really loved how they did that. I thought it was super clever and it looked something that could be easily done in real life. So I don't know. I'm anxious to find out. I hope them saying that this is a villain row I mean, they're not going to do them without doing them right. So whatever they do, I'm sure we're going to love it. But that's the route I hope they go.
I'm just hoping that it's not gonna feel like Spider-Man 3, like Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 3, where it just felt
Yeah,
like so many villains and it was just so jam-packed that it was
yeah,
just like,
and you got no
what is happening
connection
right now?
or yeah,
Exactly.
everything's
So
surface level scratched. Yeah.
with the fact that we have 3 villains, I'm a little bit nervous, I'm gonna be honest, but,
Mhm.
I do hope that they do it well and do it right, and that it doesn't feel, like, overwhelming.
Yeah, and like those 3 we talked about too, like they could get away with that with Boomerang. Just surface level, just hit the surface level with him. Maybe he gets killed off early in the movie, but then you get the Tombstone and Scorpion, who so many people love. You're going to need to spend your time with them. Like Tombstone more so than anybody. But then
Mm,
Scorpion would be secondary. I don't think you really have to have a lot of love or deep understanding with Scorpion. You just need a lot of cool fight scenes with Scorpion. That's the main
mm,
thing with him. But last week we announced Jessica Jones is officially back for Daredevil, Born Again, or yeah, Daredevil Born Again season 2, and we have
mm,
some official set photos immediately a week later of her already on set filming. So here's one. That's some
yeah,
obviously behind the scenes, but then here's one of them. Man, his black suit. So I'm super curious to see what this black suit. So we've gotten some really good pictures over the past couple weeks, and it almost looks like it was his original red suit painted black. But then there's
mhm,
like some of the black paint like roughed off, and you see red coming through. Um, so I don't know. I'm anxious to see that first one we've seen. It looks solid black with the red DDs. I mean, it looked like just
yeah,
like a black version, but now you're seeing a lot of red bust through like the black where it's been
yeah,
roughed
you
up
get
and
to see,
stuff.
like, the accents, if
Yeah,
you will, yeah.
I feel like I'm
Um,
super curious to find out like why that suits that way. I feel like because of that, there's more of a story behind. Did is it because of Kingpin? Making the like being so hot and heavy on getting vigilantes, he'll blend into the night better. So he decided to paint a suit black so he can blend in and maybe not be seen as easy. I don't know. I know I did. This is mainly about Jessica Jones, but then I see his suit and I'm seeing this stuff. Like I have so many more questions.
I wanna see, like, why they're, like, meeting up, I wanna see, like, exactly what's going on.
Oh, we know
That's, like
why. Because he needs an army to fight an army.
I know, but
Ah,
at the same time, like,
yeah. No, I
I
know,
don't
I
know.
know. I know that's super like wide open. We kind of know that. We want more details. We want more details.
Yeah,
And
I
then
wanna see, like, how he actually, like, I don't know. I have,
yeah.
like, so many questions, and I'm so
Well,
excited that she's back, and I'm so happy that it's, like, confirmed and that we're
yeah.
finally getting, like, set photos, and I'm like, "Yes."
And another great thing is like, we know he needs a team because Fisk has his big team, put together. And we're like, all right, is it going to be just Jessica Jones or will we get kind of the defenders? And another thing, it's not been confirmed still, obviously, but the actors for Luke Cage and Iron Fist have been seen and are confirmed in New York this past week as well.
Mm,
Their IG accounts, I think both there's different posts where they're both in New York. And just like 2 weeks prior, guy that plays Danny Rand, he was actually overseas, but he was seen in a picture reconnecting with one of the Iron Fist actors. So
hmm.
yeah, I feel like we're definitely getting the defenders back. Like I feel like they're definitely getting. I think that's going to be his team. Like he's going to get. We're not going to get just a bartender and a couple of detectives and some cops. We're going. We're going to get the defenders back, and I think that would be pretty epic. And also, I
Yeah.
think with Danny Rand, I don't know. A lot of people didn't like his character. A lot of people didn't like him, how his character was portrayed, which a lot of it, I feel like, part of it might be him, but part of it too was how that was written. So I think it would be cool to see maybe him get like a redemption chance and come back on screen and change everybody's minds and thoughts about him. I think that would be cool because I feel like it's only fair as much as people didn't like his story out of all the Defenders stories. It's
Hmm.
not fair to not bring him back and everybody else is kind of not really right. So I think it would be cool to see him redeem himself and everybody like fall in love with maybe his character being written a lot better.
Yeah, I feel like yeah, I would love to have the defenders back, but I am thinking that this is kind of like one of those like red herring kind of things, like a
Right.
misdirect, like, oh, we're in New York, because like would Kevin Feige actually really let them, or anybody really, that's um in the Marvel universe really let them post the fact that they're in New York and like make you speculate and then
Well, I feel like that's a gray area to where like you can't say nothing. You can't post nothing like on set. You can't say nothing about being in it. But Marvel can't control if you're just walking down the sidewalk having a good cup of Joe at a cafe. I'm just saying, like there's only so much control they can have on you for that.
Mm, okay.
So maybe that's like their jumping the hoops through the legalities of things to kind of tease, because like there's people go wild. People started going wild that Jessica Jones is back. People go even more wild that Luke Cage is back. Like, I'm
Yeah,
just
because we
saying.
know the dynamic of
Right.
Luke Cage and Jessica Jones, you know?
Yeah. So next thing that actually will be getting out, Ironheart. I'm super excited to see this. Maybe it's not popular opinion, but I am. But Riri Williams steps into full Iron Man style glory with a new suit, kind of doing an Iron Man pose in her suit here. Yeah,
Yeah.
and there it is.
Hey.
I love this because like here's the thing. I think it's enough. It don't feel like an Iron Man suit. It don't feel like it's a copy, but you get that
Mhm.
Iron Man tech feel. And let's be honest,
Yeah.
that tie-in of that technology and that feel is what started the MCU. So I think it's important to keep that. I think it's important to
Mhm.
have that. And like that's someone she kind of idolizes and really inspires, to be like or even better, honestly. Let's be honest, these suits are looking a little bit more beefed up and probably better than Iron Man's suit.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm excited to see where this is at. And Ryan Coogler had his hand in this, and we all know that man does no wrong. So I'm being honest though. I've never seen a bad thing that man's been involved in. So I'm here for it. What's your I know I've kind of talked about it past couple weeks. What's kind of your take on the Ironheart and the new trailer and stuff?
So I am excitedly nervous is what I
Right.
am. I really do like all the photos and the footage that we're getting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just hoping that it's not like I say with like those other movies that it's like they're showing you what's the best of the series and
Right.
then you get what when you
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
watch it,
Yeah.
it's like a letdown. So I'm nervous because um I really do think that like you had said, that the MCU still does need like
Yeah.
the Iron Man and to have that person step up, but I just don't know how well this series is gonna do, which is why
Mm-hmm.
I'm nervous.
Yeah, I mean, like, here's the only downfall to this. I think is this was made when Marvel was kind of rushing some stuff, and they put it off, put it off, put it off, and so like that's
Mhm.
the only thing that makes me nervous. But at the same time, it's very possible it can happen that this could be one of the better things that came out of that time period that they filmed.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know maybe I'm being super too hopeful, but I feel like
You are
everybody
known
should
to be
give it.
very hopeful.
I am, but I feel like everybody should give it a shot and let it come
Yeah.
out and watch it from
Oh,
start to finish
absolutely.
before
Make your
you
own
crap on it.
opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and like I love too the fact like that at the very end of the trailer we see her in the underground bunker with that guy with the black market tech dealer, and the rumor
Mhm.
is that's Obadiah Stane's son, and that's like another tie-in from the first Iron Man movie. So like I think that's freaking awesome.
That's neat. Yeah.
The visuals of Anthony Ramos as the Hood when we see his back and that poison magic kinda, like, taking over his back. That looked
Mm.
cool, like, there's so many great cool things about this trailer.
Right.
I don't know, we'll see. Like you
Which is
said,
why I'm
though.
like everything looks great. I'm
Right,
worried that we're getting
yeah,
the best of it right now
it
and that we're
and
gonna
we've seen
watch it and
that
we're gonna be
before.
like, oh.
We've seen that in movies before, so we know it's easily
Mhm.
can be done to take all the best parts and put it in the trailer, and then you're like,
Yep.
"Oh." So I guess, once again, time will
Do you remember
tell.
Craven?
Oh, yep, this is true. This is true. Damn. Okay. But only good thing that this thing has going for it right now, then, is Sony doesn't have its finger in it. Dang. Yeah, so this comes out June 24th. I'm ready. Like anything to throw at me,
Yeah, do we
Marvel.
know if they're all like dropping at once yet or like how
I,
the episodes are
I
playing out yet?
I don't
Or have
think
they?
so. I think it's going to be a 2 episode premiere.
Okay.
One of these past couple weeks, I think I mentioned it. I think, and I think it's a
Mm,
2 episode drop. So I don't know.
okay.
I'm liking this 2 and 3 episode drop thing. I hope Marvel keeps doing that because like one's just not enough. And
Yeah.
I honestly I really liked how they did Andor. Like I get that they might have also been seeing experimenting, see how people watch stuff with doing 3 episodes
There we
at a
go.
time. Oh, it's
Cameron said
three.
that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank
That's
you,
even
Cameron.
better. That is even
Yeah.
better. But I really love how they did Andor, and I kind of wish they would do that with a lot of these things. Three, and three. Um,
Mm,
I don't know. I enjoyed it, and it gives you like a lot. Like you're not literally like watching one and then for the next 6 days on the edge of your seat just waiting. Like you have 3 episodes to chew on, think about, and there's a lot more stuff you can work with in the next 6 days. So
Yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but it kind of wraps us up with Marvel. You ready to jump into some DC?
Let's go.
So we get a first Clark Kent slash Superman poster, digital poster type thing online. When man, it just keeps looking great. Like I feel so good for the Superman. It's great though to see like the kind of the iconic thing, Clark Kent, looking with his glasses and then transitioning into Superman. I took like just a
Mhm.
shot because like it stays this and then it slowly fades and turns into Superman. But
Yeah.
just that the new trailer we've gotten recently too in the past couple of weeks.
Mhm.
Have you seen that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god, like,
Yeah.
ah, when no, I'm telling you, I got goosebumps. Like, when he's sitting down and he's, like, talking to Lois or whatever, and
Mhm.
and he's like, "Sure." She's like, "You're serious? You'll let me interview a Superman?" He's like, "Yes." And then he, like, completely changes his posture and his voice, and he's like, "Yes, Miss Lane." And, like, it gave me such the Christopher Reeve vibes, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"This man is good." Like,
Mhm.
I may get hate for saying this. I think he may end up being a better Superman than Henry Cavill.
Oh,
Well,
then Henry Cavill? Okay.
yeah, and
Well,
that
I thought you were gonna say better than like Christopher Reeve, and I was like, "Ooh, ooh, we gonna
no,
fight."
no, I alright, so, like, Christopher Reeve, I don't feel like he should get compared to anybody really because he really set that platform and that status of a great Clark Kent Superman, especially for
Mm,
that time period, and because
mm,
that time period's so far back, I don't think you could really do comparison with that, so, like, I don't even throw that in the running.
okay.
But to have to really have such a strong feel of him, but in
Yeah.
a nowadays movie, I don't know. I think this may end up being better than Henry Cavill's. Like Henry Cavill looks
I
perfect Superman, like visually or
Yeah,
whatever.
but it's the Clark Kent that you have to have both. It's the same
Right,
thing with Spider-Man that you have to have Peter Parker too. You can't
right.
just have one, you know?
Well, I mean, Henry Cavill did
So
a
I
good Clark Kent, but it didn't have that
it's
refill.
not the same.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Oh, I'm super excited, super pumped for this, but I'm so ready. July cannot get here. July is gonna be an insane month. Like, we are gonna not know what to do with ourselves.
This is true. July is gonna be
Yeah,
a lot.
because
Gonna be a lot.
it's not even just theater. I mean, it's a lot of stuff in theater July, but we have stuff coming out on streaming too in July too, right? I
Mhm.
think. Like, I know we
Yeah, when does Happy Gilmore come out? Is that June or July?
I think
It's
that's
one of the
July
2.
too. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's a lot. July is insane. And we have 4th of
Yeah.
July. We have a freaking holiday on top of that and throw in the mix there. So, yeah. But, see, we have, James Gunn's take on Robin. Is because we talked I think a week or two ago also how it's been the WBCO leaked out. We're not only working on a Titans but a Teen Titans Go, which don't even know why they're going to do both. I think they should just do one. But James
Mhm.
Gunn's take on Robin is not going to be Dick Grayson typically like it is that's leading the Titans. It's actually going to be a Damian Wayne. Rumor. This is rumor. Damian
Mm,
Wayne as Robin that's leading the Teen Titans, and the source
okay.
from this is Daniel Rickman. So, yeah,
Oh, he's usually spot on with this stuff too.
yeah, like, I mean, I think as of late, he's gotten a couple things wrong is what I was informed of, but, I mean, he
Mm.
has way more higher rates of getting right than wrong.
Do
So
we So I'm kind of a little bit fuzzy on the Teen Titan like
mhm.
movie timeline. Do we think that's after the dynamic duo of the two Robins or
I don't know, to be honest with you.
okay.
I don't think it's even, like, projected anywhere it could possibly be on the timeline. I think
Mm,
Dynamic Duos is definitely gonna come out before that comes out next year, right?
I don't remember.
I think fall I could be wrong, but I think fall of next year possibly, is when that was projected, but I think it's gonna be after, but that's which we know was animated and live. They said it's all gonna be tied in to the same universes.
Mm.
So, I don't know. It's curious. The dynamic duo, that was, Jason Todd and Dick Grayson, wasn't it?
I remember one of them was Dick Grayson. I couldn't remember who the
Yeah,
other
so
one
the other
was.
one I believe is Jason Todd then, and if that's the case, I mean, that's why he's not having Dick Grayson be Robin. It's going to be a Damian Wayne because of
Yeah, and
wherever that
that's
storyline goes somewhere else that this is not.
right, and that's why I was thinking that was because I was like, okay, I remember that they're doing dynamic duo,
Mhm.
and is that supposed to lead into this? And that's why I was wondering about the timeline as well, because I was,
Yeah, there's no telling. I mean, James Gunn's got so much going on. That's a lot. So I don't know. Only time will tell. But I'm excited to see a James Gunn version of Titans. I think regardless, it's going to be good. So I'm anxious to hurry up
we'll see, we'll
too.
see.
Yeah. Well,
I'm cautiously
wait till this
optimistic.
first Superman comes out. Wait till this first Superman comes out.
I
And I
want to
think
hear
Dad's
more
going to let
about
us
this
know,
Clayface, about like after now that like
right?
what's going on with that. I really want to know because I am upset about that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
so Cameron in the comments said Dynamic Duo comes out in 2028.
oh, dang. Okay. Well,
Because
maybe.
next year is Supergirl.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's already a lot of stuff coming out on the next year's slate. So I would say Titans would come out probably in 27 then.
Mm,
Mm. Especially since it's so early, like in talking about it right now, it's a lot of rumor stuff. Like it's
mm.
been confirmed we're getting it. It just now got confirmed by WBCO, not even by James Gunn. So I think that yeah, it'd have to be at least 2027 at the earliest.
Mm.
Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I would hope that it would be after Dynamic Duo, just so we can get to see the Ramen duo.
But
And
that's two
then
different Robins from this one though. That's
I
three
don't
different
know.
Robins. Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, like, so that's Dick Grayson and Jason Todd on that dynamic duo. Titans is going to be Damian Wayne, the son of Bruce Wayne. So
So is like Dick Grayson not even gonna be in?
that's what I'm saying. They're going to have a Damian Wayne version of
Okay,
Robin, not Dick Grayson.
okay.
So who knows? And that dynamic duo could be in an Elseworld. That's is tied into the same universe, but it's an Elseworld
Mm,
story, just because
okay.
it's animated. But see, Andy Serkis says it's time for Alfred and Bruce to get a more emotional story that they deserve. He said this past week that he hopes that in the Batman 2, the script's practically almost done. It's supposed
Mm,
to be done by Monday, is what they said. They kind of gave him a timeline. But he said that he really hopes that they write a deeper and more proper paternal story for him towards Bruce Wayne. He's like, we get to see in the first Batman a little bit of that, and how he's there for him no matter what. And he kind of feels like,
mm.
he can feel like a failure sometimes if something didn't go through right to Bruce. But he really hopes that they really tie in and dive even deeper into this more of a paternal tie with them.
And when you think about Alfred, you really do think
You do.
of like that new paternal kind of person
Right.
that takes over for like when Bruce Wayne's parents die.
Yeah.
You got to have Alfred there to take care of Bruce Wayne.
Right.
So it does make sense to have him have more of a paternal kind of like thing, but I don't know. I'm kind of like losing faith in Batman because we just keep getting it pushed back. And
Yeah.
this now is supposed to be what, October 2027 is when this is
Yeah.
supposed to come out for
S
now.
Supposedly, they're supposed to start filming December of this year, 'cause I think Robert Pattinson's in the Odyssey, right? And
Yes, yes.
if I remember correctly, I think he's in it, and when they get done filming that, he said if the script's ready and they're ready to start filming, then he's supposed to immediately jump into the Batman 2 filming, which would be, I think, by December of this year. Because I think Odyssey is supposed to be done filming by November of this year, October, or something like that.
Mm,
I can't remember. But,
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, and like you said, like, that's something we definitely see with, Alfred and Bruce, because you always get those lines here and there, like, "You're not my father," and,
Mm.
so I don't know. I think it'd be nice to see something a little bit more deeper, a little bit more tied in.
Yeah, and every single time I think of like um that like the father kind of figure, you have like Gotham, like the
Mhm.
TV show where you got to see like a younger Bruce Wayne, and he was definitely like a protector,
Right.
and Alfred was a protector in that one. And then you had the Christopher Bale and Michael Caine.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and you didn't so much get it from that one, but you did definitely feel like he was the older, wiser, like trying to.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like Michael Caine, you felt it a lot from Michael Caine that, he really felt like a father figure to Christian Bale's Bruce Wayne, but I feel
Mhm.
like you didn't get that. You kind of got it reciprocated, but I feel like they should have went deeper with theirs too. Like I feel like Christian Bale almost he looked at him as like a family member, but he almost like took him for granted and expected him to do a lot of things that he did type thing. That's the way I feel from
Yeah.
that. But
Yeah.
yeah, because I mean, like you have to think about it. You typically don't see a lot of the childhood of Bruce, right? And who was
Mhm.
there like throughout all them years, like guiding him and raising him? Alfred. So
It was Alfred
right,
and
but
whatever other maids or
yeah,
butlers that were
yeah,
around.
yeah. But yeah, it kind of wraps us up for DC. We have one little tidbit to talk about in Star Wars, but I had to throw it on the list because I'm kind of excited for it. So let's jump into
All
it.
right. Let's do it.
So Ryan Reynolds pitched a R-rated Star Wars film, but it's
Mhm.
not what you think, probably. So
Mm-mm.
say what you may about the man. I feel like he's kind of got a split love-hate thing going on here recently, but I would kill to see a R-rated Star Wars film by Ryan
Oh
Reynolds,
yeah.
and he says like he's like,
He
listen, I
doesn't
don't.
even want to be in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like, "I don't wanna star in it." He's like, "'Cause I don't feel like that's a good fit for me." He said, "And I don't want this to be R-rated for vulgarity or nothing like that." He said, "I
Right.
just want it to be a more darker emotional rated R is why."
Yeah. And I think that if they really like start to like if they take this idea and they really focus on like the Sith kind of like dark
Yeah,
side of things because we're always getting the light side of things and I really
mhm,
want to see more of the behind the scenes dark side and that's where you can get this rated R kind of
right.
stuff because you're going to get more blood, more gore, and just more of that like darkness, you know.
Yeah, and we seen too recently from Andor, you can tell some darker stories and that wasn't even Jedi involved or Sith involved. I mean, that was just Empire involved. You can go pretty dark I mean, if you want. And like with the rated R, I don't know. You got Sean Levy in there, guys, doing Starfighter. Bring his buddy Ryan Reynolds in. He wants to. Ryan throws pitches together quick, and they're not. And what's crazy about Ryan is like they could literally have him put something together fairly quick and start working this in production. And like his stuff that he pitches, I mean, they're great. I mean, it's proven that they're great and they make money. Like
Hmm.
so, the guy's got a talent for pitching stuff quick and it being of value. So I think
He's got a
they would
very
be in.
creative mind is what
Yes.
I think that like he has, yeah.
And also, it goes to show to me, I think it goes to show how much he cares, just by not wanting to be in it and make it let you know, I don't wanna just pitch a R-rated,
Hmm.
vulgar-filled movie. I think it shows that he cares, so
Yeah.
I'm here for this.
Hmm. Yeah, like he seems like the kind of guy that would go for like figuring out what the content is behind
Mhm.
something, and then like, you know,
Put the
really
homework
building off
into
of
it.
that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is why he wasn't really a fan of you know, the Deadpool that we got to see in the Wolverine Origins.
Oh, yeah. Right, right, right. Yeah. Yep, and that's why he had to perfect it, make it right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, I don't know, so you said you'd like to see more like a Sith, a Sith or
Oh
Sith,
yeah.
uh, focused. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
a
think I would
more
too.
darker side. Like
Yeah.
that would be really dope,
G
man. Like
Give this guy a Darth Maul movie.
well, we
Darth
already
Maul is
have
loved.
the mall is that The Secrets of Maul or whatever it was
Shadow
was
Lord.
that a show?
Shadow
Okay.
Lord, and they're bringing back, Sam Witwer to play his voice again.
Yeah, is that going to be like a show or a movie?
I think it's gonna be animated. So, it's gonna be animated.
A show or a movie?
No, I don't remember.
You
But
said, I think it's animated. And I'm like,
yeah.
okay,
Well,
that's
reason I say
cool,
it's
but
animated is, like, do that, but then give us put Ray Park back in this, the makeup and the horns, and let Ryan Reynolds give us a live action Maul, like, because we got to see last time we got to see live action Maul was at the end of Solo, you know?
mm,
So and, like, people after that, people are, like, expected to see Maul live action back on screen, and we haven't since then. They've just kinda left us hanging out there after that end credits. I think it's the end credit scene, or maybe it's just, like, the very last scene of the movie. Star Wars don't
yeah.
do end credit scenes, so I think it was just the end scene of the movie. But,
Mm.
I don't know. I actually, this past few days, went back through and rewatched the new trilogy. But, yeah. It's It's still not the best.
No,
I
because
wanna
I
say great things about like, better things about it, and, like, I will say this, I found myself enjoying watching it a little bit more, though, than when it first came out. So, I've not went back and
mm,
rewatched them since they first came out because I was so not the storylines I wanted to see or and watch
you
and
mean you
go.
didn't want to watch the exact same movie over again? 4, 5, and 6, and 7, 8, 9?
Oh, 7, 8, 9, 4, 5, and 6 always.
Yeah, no, no, 4, 5, 6. Like, so 4 is just like number 7 is just a copy of 4 with different
Oh,
characters.
right, right, yeah. Yeah,
So
well,
that's
I
all
did
I'm
spend
saying. It's just like
yeah.
you didn't
So
want to watch it again because it's like
yeah,
it's
well,
just
and
new
I
people.
did find myself, like, not I don't know, I did find myself enjoying a little bit of it. More of, like, just enjoying not the storyline, but just enjoying, I guess, watching it. But,
Yeah,
uh,
no, I can't
I
say that
yeah,
that was the case for me because so we're gonna talk about it later, but Disney had a far, far away like playlist that I would go to sleep to,
uh-huh,
and there was one day that I just woke up and like number I think it was either 7 or 9 was on. It was either the beginning or it was the end,
uh,
and I was just like, nope, still don't like this. Okay, cool.
yeah.
Like I tried. Like
Well, when
I
I
just
watched it, I was like, because it's more like the visuals. I love the different planets, and you get to see quite a bit of different planets, especially in 9, 'cause
mm,
and I love the callbacks, not just Tatooine, but Endor and, Bespin City. I love Bespin City. So I love the visuals. I sit back and enjoyed mainly the visuals, but I still I'm like, "Man, this is a huge part of the, another trilogy to add to the storyline, and this is what y'all did." But, mm,
yeah,
yeah,
but for this, give me darkness, darkness.
yeah. Let Ryan
Um,
Reynolds do a trilogy, a dark
yeah,
trilogy.
a dark trilogy I think would be really, really cool,
Yeah.
honestly. If I were to really want to go see a Star
Mhm.
Wars movie again, it's
Oh,
gotta have something that pulls me towards it, and I think a dark
so
would be
I don't know
great.
if you've probably not had time to watch it, but I think 2 weeks ago it finally came out, Tales from the Underworld. It's 6
No.
episodes, they're 15 minutes long, only 15-minute long
Mhm.
episodes, 6 of them,
Okay.
and 3 of them is about the backstory of Lady Ventress,
Mhm.
and then 3 of them are about Cad Bane, we talked about before it came out. They're
Yeah.
good, watch them. 'Em, they're good. I
Okay.
would love to
Okay.
see Ryan Reynolds or you don't have to be him, but or someone do a, live action story on Lady Ventress because,
That would be
she was
cool.
underneath Count Dooku, and
Mhm.
then she broke away and didn't wanna be a Sith, but she don't wanna be a Jedi either, and, like, I would love to see live action Lady Ventress.
Yeah.
That would be good.
Dude, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Ah, God. There's just like so many different, characters really to choose from the dark side that
Right.
I think that would be really neat. I don't want to see more Palpatine. I'm
No.
good.
No. That should be
But a
done.
Maul, Ventress, maybe even like a Grievous, like while he was like,
Oh,
becoming
yeah,
General
yeah, yeah.
Grievous.
Yeah, because there's I mean, in the
Uh,
comics, there's a lot of story of his, about him, because he didn't always look like that.
I did not know
Yeah, he did
that.
not always look like that. There's an evolution of his character as well, like, from where it starts out to where he was at
Dude,
least seen
that would
in
be
yeah,
fucking dope.
in Attack of the
Yeah,
Clones.
yeah. See?
Yeah, see?
There's so many options. And you
So
can
there
do
is.
like a movie on each of them, and then you have your trilogy.
Right. Well, you, ready to jump in some educated wish?
Let's go. Every
Sweet.
time I see that, I immediately think, "Are you not entertained?"
Well, considering the
Um,
topic, I'm gonna let you kick this off.
okay. So Wicked for Good is something that we've been talking about. We've been talking about Wicked, Wicked 2. Now we're going to talk about Wicked for Good. We got a little bit of a teaser, and it just is like you have the cracking of like the glass, and it's just like, it's coming. Like, and I'm like, oh man. Ah.
Yeah. I'm ready for this. Do you think when you think we'll actually get, like, the first teaser trailer, you think?
Well, I mean, technically that was a teaser trailer, right? You were looking for a trailer or?
Yeah, well, a teaser trailer. So teaser trailer is more like under 2 minutes. That's a, I guess I say that's a teaser trailer. That's more of just a teaser. Uh,
Okay, okay.
yeah. So teaser trailers are
Um,
typically like under 2 minutes, and then full trailers are over 2 minutes.
I'm hoping next month
Yeah.
because of it coming out in November, like
Right.
you need to start kind of like building up something. Um, maybe in no later than July.
Yeah. I think that'd be
But
good.
I don't want it to be overcasted by like all of the great things that are coming out in July, like Fantastic Four, Superman,
Right.
and Jurassic World.
I think the fan base is so strong for Wicked. There's never too early of a time, I think, to start promoting it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that they have probably a lot to that they can like behind the scenes photos
Hmm.
or, something like that. I think
Like
would
dropping with
be.
entertainment, like a lot of them typically do, some still shots
Hmm.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
S-
I think that next month I'm hoping that we would get like an actual teaser trailer.
It'd be
And I
nice.
think that this was just like a teaser that they're like drumming it up
Build up. Yeah.
to lead
Yeah.
to that.
Yeah.
Um,
I figure it's gonna be soon. It's got to be soon for them to
mhm.
tease that, because that was literally people watch it and they're like, oh.
Unless watch I mean, but even me, like who saw the Broadway and knows
Right.
where this is all headed, like I'm still like it was just such a beautiful film. It sounded great, it looked great, everything about it was just like it made me immersed into it, and I was like, I just want more. I want more.
Oh goodness. So
You good?
yeah. I don't know what's going on. But so 5 days ago we got a new Jurassic World trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And man, this trailer looks intense.
Yeah.
I think this is gonna be way better than any of the movies from the Chris Pratt trilogy. And I enjoyed the first one. The other two was okay, but
It's not saying much for me because I didn't enjoy any of them. So I
okay.
already know that I'm gonna like this one more because of the amount of callbacks, the amount of um not even just callbacks, but like
So
the
I feel like,
nostalgia.
yeah, yeah. Well, I was to say, like, I feel like there's a callback to the original in all of them,
Hmm.
but it's not going to be as strong as this, because they're going back to the original island. I think
Yeah.
I think that's going to have its roots so deeply sunk into that original nostalgia. And but
Yeah.
like here's the thing, like I think that's going to be so great for it and its success, but I don't think it's going to be tied alone to a success because of that. Because this trailer, I mean, the scenes that we're seeing
Dude, the
and the
immediate
cast,
opening scene that we had where you had like the goddamn T-Rex like just come up and just like scoop up the man.
yeah,
And I was like, oh my God, if this is any type of anything of what's going to be happening in this movie, I am on the edge of my seat. Like,
yes.
oh,
The trailer, like, trailer has you on the edge of the seat, and, like, once again, you
Mhm.
hope the trailer's not showing all the best shots, but,
I don't think so in this case because
I
we've
don't
had a
either.
lot of different trailers that have different scenes in them. And I don't know, dare I say it? I think this is gonna be good.
Yeah, I think it is. I'm super excited, and, like, so, like, I this is kinda, like, out of the big 3, like, Fantastic Four, Superman, and this was obviously, like, it placed number 3, but I will say, like, my hype is definite. Oh, what is yours? What I in order?
It's Fantastic Four,
Uh-huh.
this, and then Superman.
Okay, okay, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Um So it's still number 3 for me, but I will say it's, like, peaked up, peak 3, like, it's not.
It's like right there. It's just
Yeah,
like
yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's gonna so, like, Superman's my number 2,
Mhm.
and if Superman flops, I'm gonna be like, "Well, Jurassic World's my number 2, actually."
And that's kind of why like I had I do still have faith in James Gunn.
Mm,
I'm nervous.
yeah, it's a lot of
I
weight
don't know.
riding on him, a lot of weight.
Yeah. Yeah. And Cameron has Superman as number 1, Fantastic Four is 2, and Jurassic World is 3.
Okay,
Well,
okay.
there you go.
I
There's
know a
3
lot of
different ways to
people.
skin a cat.
I know a lot of people who Superman is their number 1 out of everything.
Mhm.
I mean, there's a lot of people, I think, that are riding on this wanting it to fail, but there's a lot of people riding on it wanting it to be, the next best thing for DC. And I
Mhm.
really do want it to be the next best thing. I want this to be a complete turning point for DC that they've never seen before in cinema, because then that's just going to give us double the stuff to be excited about moving forward. So,
Yeah.
but
I don't know. We'll see.
so apparently Meryl Streep's back, Emily Blunt's back, but where's Anne Hathaway and Stanley Tucci? So Prada 2, Devil Wears Prada, number 2 is happening, and that actually took one of the slates, the Disney slates after the Avengers got moved. So May 2026 is when it's coming out now. Uh,
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay.
yep. I think May 1st, I believe.
Yeah, May 1st of
Yeah,
2026 is when it's supposed to come out. Yeah. Um, I enjoyed number one. I definitely would have to rewatch it because
I
I
have
never
not
thought
watched
that
it.
there would be a number two. Oh,
Uh-huh. So
okay.
I've always heard great things talked about it. I heard like it's a classic, but I've never watched it. But now there's gonna be a number 2. I definitely gotta get caught up and
Yeah,
watch
and
it.
I'm sure that it's probably on streaming somewhere. But we do know that Meryl Streep and Emily Blunt, like you said, are actually reported
Mhm.
to be returning. There's still no word about Anne Hathaway, but
She's coming back. Let's
I
be
don't know.
real.
Like, yeah,
She's
yeah.
coming
I
back.
think I think that she's gonna come back, and I hope that she does come back. And I know that there was like some rumor that there's another Princess Diaries that she's gonna be doing,
Oh,
and I don't
it's not a
really.
rumor. Anne Hathaway herself teased it finally.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right. She did
So
that.
that's why I'm like, if Anne Hathaway is jumping back into Princess Diaries, she's going to jump back in Devil Wears Prada. Come on,
Yeah, I mean, both of them are,
at least make
you
a
know,
cameo in it. At least make a cameo.
yeah, yeah. And I think that it would be really funny to see Anne Hathaway kind of like more up on the tier of kind of like the same of Meryl Streep's like
Hmm.
character of like her um evilness, if you will.
So
But
what was Emily Blunt's character in that?
it's been a while. I'm gonna be
So
honest,
like
it's been
so,
a while.
so,
I think
so
she
like
was
when
just
that
like an
came out,
intern or
I was
I
gonna say when
don't
that came
remember.
out, Emily Blunt, I don't think it was as big star status as she is now. So
Yeah.
I'm curious to see, yeah, how big a role she has in it now because
Yeah.
she's pretty big.
Yeah, and I mean it really I don't know. So Erica said that Emily was the assistant.
Okay, to Meryl Streep, I'm assuming.
Yes. Like I said, it's like
It's been a while.
yeah, it really has been. So I do remember enjoying watching it. I just don't
Right.
really remember anything else about it. Um, so yeah.
So
So thank
so
you.
yeah.
Erica's in the comments really like pulling through right now because I'm like, I don't remember really everything about this movie. And that's kind of like my funny thing that I have with my brain is sometimes I remember movies, sometimes I don't. And then I'll start watching them and be like, oh yeah, so this is what happens. And then I've actually watched this movie before.
So, from software fans, rejoice! Elden Ring is becoming a movie, and the writer of 28 Days Later is the one that's going to be writing it. So, that is super exciting. I
Yeah.
know there's a lot of huge Elden Ring fans out there, and it seems like we're seeing more and more games come to life,
Hmm.
on the live screen, which if
Yeah.
they go the route and do as good a job as Fallout, I'm here for it. So,
And okay, so this is also supposed to be an A24 film.
yes, yes.
So the fact that it's an A24, like A24 and Neon are like my two like favorite like like people that are making movies right now.
Hmm.
I guess like overarching I don't distribution. I don't know how you would say it, but them those two. Um, but with like A24 doing this and like how Elden Ring is supposed to be dark and gritty,
Hmm.
I think
It's
that
gonna
it
be
would
pretty
be
good.
really cool. Yeah, I'm interested to see if it's gonna be like a live action
Hmm.
with the like the monsters that they have or if it's going to just be animated and I think that like they could do it just animated and do it really well like the War of Rohirrim for Lord of the Rings. I
Right.
think that that you could still make it beautiful and
Sure.
worth the watch.
Yeah, and Alex Garland is supposed to be directing it. So, yep. But I don't know. I'd probably watch it, even though I've never played the game. I've seen people play the game.
Yeah, I've never actually played the game myself too because I know that I would get angry and I don't know. Yeah, so AD said that the games are intense and they really are.
Interesting.
So that movie could be good because I mean with A24 doing it, they are known to be
Right.
like good on the intense side.
So
Like they can,
hearing
yeah.
it's intense, and like knowing like kind of the style of it or whatever. What if like A24 just put everything into a live action, and this was almost like they went as big as like Lord of the Rings storytelling.
Mm.
That would be cool. And this is like our, you know what I'm saying?
I
Like our late 90s, early 2000s with Lord of the Rings like really held that shelf, status. What if this is
yeah,
like the next thing like that? It could be that big and great.
I wouldn't want to start saying that it is like Lord of the Rings just because of how great Lord of the Rings is.
Well,
I
yeah,
I am
yeah.
a huge yeah,
Well,
but
this may be a
like
one and done movie. I'm talking about they go as big as like two trilogies and like that huge
mhm,
storytelling, and they put in that much money in the quality of the CGI and do it live action with the monsters. I think that'd be kind of cool.
I don't know. I could see them doing it, but I'm scared. I think that it could be done.
Right.
I don't know.
We'll find
I don't
out.
know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
So,
I'm just gonna keep saying I don't know.
so Kieran Culkin joins the Hunger Games prequel cast, and he is playing a younger version of Caesar Flickerman in Sunrise on the Reaping. So I think this is actually a great cast. He actually kind of looks like a younger version of him.
He really
So
does. Like if he like shaves.
yeah, yeah. So I think this was a great casting choice. Um,
Hmm.
but I'm excited for this. Everybody they've thrown in. I think Elle Fanning also was just thrown as a cast as an assistant for somebody as well.
I was
In
talking to my
this,
sister and I didn't know that Ralph Fiennes,
yeah,
Voldemort
he's gonna be
is like
playing a
cast
President
in this.
Snow.
Yeah, and I was
Yeah,
like, what?
yeah.
This cast is getting stacked.
Yep. I think I talked about that
So
one last week because I was like, I can't remember how to pronounce his last name.
Fiennes, Fiennes, I
I
don't
was
know.
like Fiends, Fines, Finest. Like I don't know.
Finesse.
Finesse.
Um,
Imagine if that's your last name, Finesse. Well, you get you have to be smooth.
yeah, very much
uh,
so.
well, he could pull it off. So like that guy's a great actor. So,
Oh my God, he is. Yeah, absolutely.
but Final Destination Bloodlines is out in theaters. Have you seen it
Yeah.
yet?
No,
No.
no, I have
Okay.
not. I did want to go see it, but it came out the same weekend as EDC.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yep.
So I had to choose one or the other,
That's
and
right.
I was like, well, I'm gonna be staying up rather late for EDC, so that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
No
So
regrets.
I felt
Regrets.
no regrets. So
Yeah.
I finally went and seen it, and
Hmm.
it's what you expect Final Destination to be: cheesy
Okay.
lines, bad acting, but
Oof.
some great, just gruesome death scenes. Uh, it yeah,
Did
it
you
the
have any
like
new fears unlocked?
stay away from trash trucks. Stay away from trash trucks. Like seeing someone like you don't just see it close up on them and blood squirt out. No, their arm and their face is like halfway sticking up at the top trying to get out, and you see that face just like yeah. I will say I really liked how we get to see how it originally started. Or what I think of how it originally started, and then it carry on way out through all the years, and we get to like we get to yeah, how it originally started was like way back in the day in the 50s in this tower or whatever, and we get to see the timeline in the explanation, like how death actually has followed everybody in these timelines. So everybody that was saved in the big spear thing that they're in up top, or whatever you want to call it, everybody that was saved, their family members' timelines is everybody we've seen throughout all these movies
Mm.
because those family members were never supposed to exist. And so as long as someone was existing, it went after them or whatever. It was really cool. I love the nostalgia and the history and it being brought into the future. And yeah, it was fun. What's crazy is like I want to not throw spoilers out there. So what's crazy is like the tattoo parlor scene ended up not being what I thought it was going to be. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
Yeah, like that did not unlock any new fear for me. Like it's not at all what you expect. That whole scene, it does not expect it what you expect it to be. Which I'm just gonna put it at that.
But
But when that guy's time does come, let me tell you.
oh, so he doesn't actually die in the tattoo parlor, is what you just told me.
But when he does, it will unlock a new fear for you.
Oh.
It will make you laugh, cringe, and unlock a new fear all at the same time.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Laugh, cringe,
Mm.
yeah, and there's a scene you're like, "Oh god, why'd they put that in there?" But then there's gonna be some anyways, it's wild. It's gruesome.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that.
So is it a I need to go see it in theaters, or can I wait for it to come out onto streaming?
Stream.
Streaming. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Because all the rest of them are on Max.
Right, right.
So eventually it's gonna come out on Max, which means I can watch it then. So I'm cool. I'm
Yeah,
cool
no,
with
no.
waiting.
So after I seen it, I'm like, "Okay, I didn't need to make this like a." I wanted to make sure I watched it in theater when it came out just because of the gruesome scenes or whatever, but after watching it, I'm like, "Okay, this could have been a wait for streaming movie."
Yeah, and that's kind of like how I felt for that one. I kind of feel the same way about Lilo and Stitch.
Mhm.
Um, and 100% Mission Impossible. Like I'm not going to
Yeah.
theaters to go watch that. But there are certain movies that I will go and watch,
Yeah.
um and July is going to be hard. It's going to be worrisome.
The pressure is gonna be real to make sure we're in the theater every weekend.
Pretty much, yeah. On top of
I
me
think literally we're
totally
gonna be
flipping my schedule for work.
right,
So
right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
that's right. I didn't think about that toward the end of that month, isn't it? Your schedule flips.
It's pretty
Is it
much
in
the
the middle?
middle to the end, yeah, including the first week in August. So
No pressure. You
just
got this.
it's cool. It's cool. It's cool.
So, after 3 seasons, Amazon, Prime Video pulls the plug on Wheel of Time. So that is done. They have canceled it, and there will be no more. This is a series I've not watched. Have you seen this? Cool.
Nope, know
I do
nothing
not
about it.
feel bad. I know there's people out there that love it, and I know there's people out there that who hate it. So I decided to throw that on the list. Just seeing that Prime officially has canceled it, and there will be no more. So what?
Oh, shoot. Cameron over here is telling me that, oh man, I forgot about Ballerina. All
Oh
right,
yeah,
well, yep, there you
and How
go.
to Train Your
Next month.
Dragon too.
Yeah, next month.
That has
Yeah,
to be
those two.
theater movie right there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Karate Kid, I definitely will see, but that's going to be more of a Tuesday thing for me, like a $5 movie day, or I will
Yeah,
watch it. I will watch it in theater so we can talk about it, but it's going to be more of a $5 night. Like I'm not going to make sure I go see that on a Friday, Saturday night type thing.
I'm excited to see Jackie Chan.
Yeah, I love Jackie Chan.
Um, and I mean, I don't know, Ralph Macchio hasn't
Yeah.
really been
Mm.
he Mhm. All right. I don't know if people are gonna hate me for this, but little tangent here. Ralph Macchio, great during,
The 80s.
Karate Kid, but then
Yeah.
he came out and did the Cobra Kai, and I
Yeah.
was like,
I am so with you. I am 100% with
ooh,
you. So I think Ralph Macchio might be good in this only because he's completely out of that and has better writing and directing, and he's with Jackie Chan and them trying to help this kid together. I think this is going to be Ralph Macchio's best thing since he was a kid playing the Karate Kid. Because unpopular opinion again, I did not like Cobra Kai. It was so I did it was I and I love the Karate Kid movies.
I I enjoyed the first two seasons, but then after that, it was just a rinse and repeat,
Hmm.
and I was just like,
I'm
ugh,
excited for this though, like you said. I've always been a big Jackie Chan fan. I mean, that in my childhood growing up, I've seen so many Jackie Chan movies. Like I love, and you have the Jackie Chan Adventures animated series, which to date is still one of the best cartoon series ever, and to date still needs to be rewritten and made in live action. That's all I'm saying. I'm telling you, like if it is
mm,
a cartoon that I promise you, if you ever throw it on your list to watch, to go find it somewhere and stream it, you will not
yeah,
regret it. It's so freaking great. It's not him just
okay,
doing a whole bunch of martial arts stuff either. Like the storyline, the writing, the characters, it would be a very successful live action series or movie that if that and it would actually be a successful, I think, trilogy movie set that they would do. I don't know. We'll find out.
yeah, I don't know,
But speaking
I
of
don't know.
good things, Fountain of Youth. So Fountain of Youth is great. Like I have not watched it all the way. I have watched I think probably 60% of it. But I'm gonna kinda let you hop into did you finish it?
No, so
Okay,
I
okay.
watched half of it as well, just because I kind of lost track of time last night.
Yeah.
And I was gonna watch it last night, but like from what I've seen from like, cause it's a 2 hour movie
Uh-huh.
and I'm an hour and like 5 minutes in. so like I just got done with like the library scene.
Mhm.
So if you watched it, you know where that kind of
Yep.
is. And I mean, John Krasinski really like he has his little quirks, his little like,
Yeah. Yeah.
funny things that he says, and I'm literally watching this movie to this point now for him. Natalie Portman is in it, and she doesn't have as big as a role so far from what
Yeah.
I was expecting it to be, but
Mhm.
that's fine for me because like
I'm
I don't
watching it
know.
for John anyways. I love that
Yeah,
dude.
exactly.
That's my
So
guy.
and that's exactly how I feel is like he has these like the quirky lines that I'm just like, "Oh,
Mhm.
that's great. That's great." And it's making me chuckle and it's making me laugh
Yes.
and it has that action, in it. And you get to see like the car chase and the oh man, like there's a lot of good action scenes in this. And I showed a trailer to AD because we were thinking about like watching it, and
Mhm.
then he was just like, "Oh, we'll just watch it tomorrow," which was supposed to be Saturday because we were thinking about watching it on Friday. And he was like, "Okay, so this is like Indiana Jones meets um
So I've got
National Treasure."
yep, yep, plus one more. That I have that's exactly what I've said. Indiana Jones meets National Treasure meets The Mummy.
Oh, we didn't say The Mummy. We said something else.
That's what I feel like, 'cause
I
he
can't
gives me a
remember
little
what
bit
it
of that
was.
Brendan Fraser vibe from The Mummy, his character does. I don't know why. It's just like
Because he's a
his quirky
goofball.
comment yeah, well, his
Yeah.
quirky comments, but he's also always chasing a I mean, that's what Brendan Fraser did. He was chasing after relics all the time. Um,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. And I
and
mean that's why I would say that National Treasure because like he
mhm,
was
right,
like Nicolas Cage was
right,
looking for that. I said I was trying to think of like Italian Job, but because
mm.
of the car chasing, but not really.
Well, you have like
He might have
a
said
the
Oceans or something. I can't remember what he
okay,
had said.
nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
Da Vinci Code. That's right.
okay, okay.
That's what it was, and that's 100% true because they do definitely
Mhm.
do some like Da Vinci Code shit in there. So yeah, yeah.
No,
Thanks,
I
AD.
love it. It gives me I don't know, there's something about what I've seen of it so far that it gives me a little bit of that nostalgia feel. From all these collaborations and films we've talked about, kind of in together, but also it's just a fun film to watch. Like the
Hmm.
classic, relic artwork and stuff like that, the classic car chases,
Yeah.
off on the boat, there's
Hmm.
always a big beautiful library you're in. I
Hmm.
don't know. There's something about those movies that always holds a special place in my heart, and I will always enjoy as long as they're written
Yeah.
well and cast well. But and you
Yeah.
also
I
the
can't
guy
wait to
that they're
like.
helping that's dying from cancer in this, that's the guy from the later trilogies from Star Wars too. He was the traitor in the Empire that hated Kylo Ren.
Yep, that is true. I forgot that he was in that because he had the gray hat and yeah.
Oh no, he didn't have no hat. He always kept his red hair combed over to the side. He
Okay.
was the Emperor Palpatine's like
See
right
how
hand
much I
guy.
really did not enjoy those movies? Yeah. Yeah. I do remember him in gray though. So that yeah. I remember at least some of it.
But another movie that's out on streaming, Max, we both watched this past weekend. That's enjoyable and great. It's Mickey 17.
Dude, I had such a fun time watching this. Like, and I wasn't expecting it to be as, I don't know, like,
Enjoyable or
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, and it really, watching it, like, AD and I would just like look at each other and we're like, dude, like, Mark Ruffalo,
Hmm.
phenomenal actor.
Yeah,
Like, him doing the teeth thing
yes,
is like,
it's cringy. Yeah,
and then also seeing, whatchamacallit, shoot.
what?
The sparkly dude that's
Oh,
also
Robert
Batman.
Pattinson.
Thank you. Seeing him,
Hmm.
and it's not a spoiler alert or anything because you got to see it in the trailer that there are two Mickeys and they do play two different
Hmm.
people. Like they're the way that they act, like one's kind of like more like Clark Kent, one's more aggressive,
Right.
is how I'm gonna say it. Adventurous and aggressive. So like I just had a really great time watching this. I'm glad that I waited to watch it though, because I don't know if I would have enjoyed it so much like in theaters, but
Right.
watching it on my couch or in a beanbag because I don't have a couch yet. Like it was great to watch. I
Yeah, I
had fun
enjoyed it. The
watching it.
cast is great too. I mean, you have Toni Collette that's in it as well.
Mm.
Steven Yeun is in it, which I love Steven Yeun, but he actually like I hated his character.
Who
He's
was
the one.
he?
Steven Yeun's the one that was with Robert Pattinson for the whole reason they went up to space to get away. He was the
Oh,
partner.
okay.
His
See,
partner
I
went to
didn't
his
know.
Macron
I
place that didn't work out.
I didn't know what his actual name was.
Oh yeah, but I love Steven Yeun ever since playing Glenn in Walking Dead, and then also
Mm.
Invincible, the voice of Invincible. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, and he was going to be our original Sentry until he backed out because of scheduling conflicts. So I think that
I don't
worked
know.
out,
I feel like I like Bill more.
huh?
I feel like I like
Oh
Bill,
yeah,
the Century Bill that we have
oh
now.
Bob
Pullman, Lewis,
Lewis
Bob.
Pullman, yeah. Well, I
Yeah,
think
because Bill
Lewis
Pullman's
is
son,
his
Lewis
dad. Yeah,
Pullman. Yep.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know.
Names.
I would say it was fun though. I went into it not expecting it to be great, but I went to it enjoying it way more than I expected. I will say this.
Hmm.
And what's crazy is like you can very obviously in scene see it's a CGI back screen and stuff, like super like blatant. But it was so fun that it
Hmm.
really just I didn't care. It was just
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
I like that they were like using intelligence to, I don't know. It's just, if you haven't watched it, it's streaming on Max.
Yeah.
I
It,
recommend that you just go watch it.
definitely
It's a
worth
good
it.
little movie. Yeah. Yeah. And it made you feel,
Right.
like you were really rooting for the creepers.
Yeah.
Um,
I love those creatures too. Absolutely love those creatures. It's a creature I didn't know I needed in my life and like low
I want a
key wish
stuffed animal of it now. Like,
yeah.
just, you know, yeah.
But you got some stuff
Um,
coming to Vegas, don't you?
yeah, I do. We talked about Top Gun being out, right? And there's a
Well,
Top
Mission
Gun
Impossible.
experience. Oh, Mission Impossible. Shoot. Right. Tom Cruise. I'm sorry. Like I said, names. Names are hard today for me. All right, so Top Gun. There are two of them. They're already talking about making that third one. But before that, or maybe in between that, I don't know. There's supposed to be a Top Gun experience that's coming to Las Vegas in 2028. We don't really know um, what all it's going to be, like if it's just going to be a
Mhm.
museum or what. I don't really remember reading anything about that. Um, but it would be cool if they like had like an old timey warplane that you
Mhm.
could like get up in and like go fly around. I don't know if they're gonna do that or not. The P-58, I think is what that was, but I don't remember.
Yeah. Whatever it is, I'm sure it'd be fun to attend. Go see.
Yeah,
Speaking of
yeah.
things in Vegas, real quick, I seen some videos this past weekend. Kenny Chesney playing. He started his residency at the Spear, and I guess I've never really paid attention, or at least I've never seen this much effort put in. Maybe I just never seen the footage, but I've seen some footage people filmed inside of it, and it is wild. I'm talking
Hmm.
about like the 3D look and like the way they
Hmm.
came at it, and then the realness of what was on the screen, how it looked like it was actually there. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I liked like one thing on TikTok, and now it's just been coming over my TikTok. But I've seen so many different scenes of him playing there, and it is wild. It definitely is like made it up to the top of my list. I want to go see a concert there so bad, so
Oh,
bad.
dude, there's like so many different concerts. I'm sure the next time you come through, we can figure out exactly who
Yeah,
is playing. Because like yeah, they constantly have concerts in there. I mean, I've always wanted to be on the inside of it. I've only seen the outside of it.
yeah,
Pretty much like every single day I see the outside of it. But yeah. Shoot, dude. I still get goosebumps every single time I see the Las Vegas like skyline. I'm like, oh, it's
yeah.
so cool. I live here. But yeah, I would love to absolutely go inside too. I haven't seen the Kenny Chesney like
Later
videos
today, I'll
for
send
him.
you a couple of video clips because it's not even
Okay.
about the music. It's just about the visuals and whoever I see in concert, I want it to be someone who put in the work and the effort as they did
Mm,
for these visuals, and you'll see what I
mm,
mean. Like once I send them, it's jaw dropping. Like it's
Yeah,
insane.
because I know that U2 has a residency there, kind of, I guess, going on at the same time as Kenny Chesney,
Hmm.
I guess then. And then there's like somebody else that has a concert that's coming up in the Sphere as well. But yeah,
Nice.
there's constantly activities. And then even when there aren't concerts, there's actually just immersive shows that they do.
Really? Oh man.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's up there on the list.
But speaking on the list of things that I want to watch, I don't know if you remember, but there's a little thing called the Titan Submersible, or they called it Ocean Gate. There are two documentaries that are coming out about this, and I am super hyped because I love documentaries and everything about this like just makes me want to I want more. Because I want to know really
Right.
like the background behind the scenes, like, there's only so much reading that you can get, and you're not going to be able to do what you can do now. So apparently in these documentaries, you can actually hear in one of them, you can actually hear the implosion
Oh
of
really?
said submersible.
Oh goodness.
And I don't remember which one is which one I think has that audio clip, but there's a one that's coming out on Netflix, and it's called Titan: The Ocean Gate Disaster,
Uh-huh.
and that's on June 11th. And then you have on Max, so on HBO Max, however you want to call it, because apparently they don't even know what they want to call it anymore. But on Max, they have the implosion, the Titan sub disaster, which is
Hmm.
coming out on the 29th. So just a couple of days from now, 4 days to be exact, we're gonna be able to see that. So, um,
So I wonder whose
yeah,
documentary is going to get watched the most between Netflix and Max or HBO
I don't
Max. My bad.
know. So, whenever I tried to see more about like when the Max stuff was like coming out, like everything
Hmm.
for it came up for Netflix when I was like Googling it,
Hmm.
um, looking at the news because I wanted to see like which one was coming out first and like all that. Um, on HBO Max right now, they do have like a little teaser
Hmm.
for this Titan like sub disaster documentary that they have coming out, but anytime I would like look it up, it immediately Netflix would come up first. So I think that maybe Netflix is putting a little bit more money behind their stuff. So I think maybe
Gotcha.
it's going to be Netflix for who's going to get watched more.
I think there's more Netflix subscribers than HBO Max subscribers too. I think if I had to
Mm.
guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh.
Titan did, or not Titan, Netflix. Netflix definitely did like tighten down on their subscriptions and stuff too with the like you have to verify that
Oh, just
it's
share.
your
Yeah.
account, and yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
A lot of them are getting a lot more stricter and tighter on that.
yeah.
But Alien Earth, get some new images. And so,
Yeah.
fun fact, I don't know if you know this, 46 years ago today is when the first Alien movie released in theaters.
No, the shit. That's super
Yeah,
cool, dude.
46 years ago today. So I was like, I found that someone posted it on my Facebook, or I seen it on Facebook like
Mm,
minutes before we got on. I was like, oh, that's a cool fun fact. Just so happily, I'm like, drop that in there.
yeah. Um, but they have like two new images, or a couple, I guess, new images that came through, and this is supposed to coming out on August 12th, so it's a new
Hmm.
episode every Tuesday. Um,
I don't
I'm
know if this is a
excited.
new one of the other new. I found that new image, which is of the character Noah, but then I don't know. That was the only one I could find like quickly a while
Oh,
ago.
there was another one of like, so they had it in one of the teaser trailers of the
Hmm.
Android like typing on the computer, like
Oh,
in
okay.
that like weird like yellow room.
Hmm.
One of the photos was of that. But
I
yeah,
did find
I
this new poster. I've not seen before that I thought was really cool.
think I've seen that before. I don't know. I
I'm
don't
not seeing
know
that one,
because
and I don't know if that's a fan made or not, but it's got the FX Hulu stuff all over. But if it's not, I hope it's not fan made because it looks pretty
I
sick.
love the two sets of teeth, man. It's just
Yeah,
God, I can't wait because this looks so good. It looks so good.
yeah, I'm super excited. And it was that. Yeah, you said August, wasn't it? August 12th.
August
Yeah,
12th, yeah.
I can't get here soon
So,
enough.
yeah, it's just a little bit away. But that's supposed to be coming out on FX, which is also going to be coming out on Hulu
Right.
to stream.
And Hulu, I think, comes out on Hulu like the day after FX on cable and
Yeah,
satellite.
that makes
So
sense. So if it's a new episodes every Tuesday, so then every Wednesday we should theoretically get the episode
Right.
on Hulu to watch.
That's where I'll be watching it. So,
Same. But speaking of things that are streaming, and Disney Plus, because Disney Plus and Hulu have their own
yep.
little thing that they got going on. So, Disney Plus kind of had their like little streaming update.
Hmm.
So, I talked about it before back in Star Wars section. But the Far Far Away playlist is actually like they took it off for their nonstop
Okay.
playlist. And they used to have like a throwback playlist, but it was like live action movies, like
Hmm.
old movies, like Cadet Kelly and stuff, like things that I grew
Oh,
up on that
okay.
I don't
Okay.
think is
Yeah.
old, but like
That's
it's in
a
there now.
little
And I'm
Lizzie
like,
McGuire, isn't it?
yeah,
Or
Hilary Duff.
Hilary Duff. Yeah. You knew what I meant.
So yeah, no, I got you. But they took away their Far Far Away playlist and they actually updated to a new throwback playlist, which is like all pixely looking. Yeah, this one. So it looks like it's just animated for this, and
It
I
says
watched.
Camp Rock there on that guitar. That's live
Oh,
action. And then there's a
yeah.
why does it show Mr. Beast symbol on the right?
I don't. I don't
That
know.
yeah, that right sign, that's a Mr. Beast symbol.
So maybe that is like a fan made something or another. I don't know. But like when you look at it on the Disney Plus like actual like site, they
Mhm.
have Kim Possible, Daffy Duck. No, not Daffy Duck. Sorry, the duck. Who is the duck? Donald. Donald
Oh,
Duck.
Donald Duck or Darkwing Duck?
Um, I think it's like of his kids or whatever, but I woke up this morning and
Oh,
they it had
DuckTales?
DuckTales was playing. Yeah.
I love DuckTales.
And then they had something else in the corner, but it was all animated. So I
Mhm.
think that they were just like I think that this playlist is now just swapping out. They no longer have their hits and heroes. They took that out and started with this Far Far Away playlist, which was for May 4th.
Mhm.
And then they just took it away like over this week and then added the throwbacks playlist, which I wish there was like more updates as to like when they were going to be doing that, but it's fine, I guess. It's fine. And the last thing that we have to talk about today is the It Welcome to Derry trailer that came out.
So ready for this.
Oh my God, it looks so good. It looks so good. So if you guys don't know, the it has a prequel, which is this Welcome to Derry um series that's going to be coming out in the fall. So very soon. We don't really know exactly the date yet or how their episodes are going to drop. It's all at once or if it's going to be periodic, kind of like weekly. But they had a trailer that just dropped, I think a couple of days ago, 5 days ago or such. And it gave me Smile vibes. So
Mhm.
you watch Smile, right?
Oh, yeah, both of them.
Where they do the weird like smile
Yeah.
creepy thing. So if you pull back up that photo,
Okay.
that's exactly what that woman is doing right there. And she's just like in the like in the in
Window.
like in a store like window,
Yeah.
yeah, and she's just waving with the smile and I'm like, uh. It looks so good.
I'm
Um
so ready for this. I feel like we've been waiting for this forever. Like,
yeah.
I feel like we've been talking about this. I feel like I've known about it for 2 years.
Yeah, it's been talked about for a little bit now, for like a little while, but I'm so glad that we're actually getting it and that we have a trailer now, which looks really good.
Mm,
Like you see like this like family move into the neighborhood and then they're like, "Oh, there's something wrong with Derry. Like all the kids are going missing."
yeah.
Um and then they're like they moved in with a kid and they're all like nervous and scared and I'm like, "Oh, it's gonna happen." Because now the kids are getting together and they're like, "Oh, we got to figure out what's going on because the parents can't figure out what's going on." And oh man, it
Goodness.
looks good. It
I'm so
looks
ready
good.
for this. I'm sorry. Speaking of other things into July, I just now realized last week in July would be our 1 year anniversary of Fundamentals. Also.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. Our
That
first
just
episode
hit.
launched the last week in July.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, and also,
Where Wow, that's crazy.
yeah.
That's so crazy. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I was gonna say, like, we have some more celebrity guests we're gonna have here soon. You were talking
Mhm.
about Kim Possible a while ago, so we'll have Nicole Sullivan, the voice of Shigo, we'll be
Oh.
interviewing, and then Vincent Ward from True Blood and The Walking Dead. We'll be also interviewing him. So
Mhm.
be on
Along
the
with a couple of
lookout.
other people.
Yeah, we have a one interview today that we will
We're doing it in a couple of episodes. Yeah.
yeah, we'll tease it tonight. We'll probably drop it on Tuesday. So,
Mm. Okay. It sounds good to
but
me.
yeah, I think that's about all we got this week. So,
Yeah.
catch
Well, it's
everybody.
been a pleasure. Thank you guys for having me back.
So good to have you
Bye.
back. So catch everybody
Yeah.
later.